And we are back here live once again. That was a very short stint, and thank you for staying in with us. And right now, I have one of the most amazing authors I've had the pleasure of meeting over the last few Paracons, Mr. Rchard Estep. And today, you are talking about your brand new book that's coming out. It's all about demonology.
It's all about demons. I think, demonology is the subject of studying, the study of demons. Mine is a little bit different in that I had wanted to go on an exploration of why we find them so compelling, why belief in demons is still so widespread to this day.
Absolutely. And I mean, in the paranormal field, it is one of those very touching subjects. Like, I mean, when you listen to a lot of people, everybody believes they have a demon in their house when it's really not. I mean, it's just a negative energy that is there.
Yeah.
But your research, I mean, I was over here listening to your speech because that's the really amazing part about this kind of event. Like, we can be anywhere, we can hear you. So I was listening to it, and you've been to some very amazing locations. Even the original site of the Exorcist house, was that?
So I did visit the Exorcist house, but didn't get to go inside. Yeah. I was in St. Louis and was on the trail of the 1949 exorcism, and trying to just learn more about that. My good friend Troy Taylor had written a terrific book about that case, which I encourage everyone to read. And it still drives us today. I mean, they're still making sequels to The Exorcist. It's iconic. We all know those images. We all know that story.
Right.
And I wanted to learn more about the truth behind it.
So at first, like, I mean, you've written many books about different aspects of the paranormal. Now, what driven you to say, let's write books about demons?
I think because I've been in this field for so long, nearly 30 years. And I really saw the explosion of interest in demons come in about 2009 when reality TV started focusing on them. Okay. And so I've watched this phenomenon take off. And now it seems like everywhere is demonic and demon infested. And you can't really look on TV or YouTube without seeing some element of it.
Right.
And I wanted to find out for myself because I hadn't encountered many cases I thought would meet those criteria.
Right. So you were telling a really compelling story. You just finished up at a location and you were on your way home.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tell our listeners that story? Because I was like, if I was in your shoes, I don't think I would ever step back foot in a car again.
Yeah, I mean, very briefly, I was driving back from a location which it was said was demonically infested. I remain open-minded on the subject, but it certainly wouldn't deter me from investigating. And I was warned by two different mediums that there was an inhuman, tall, dark, long-fingered entity that was showing an interest in me and what I was doing there. So I filed that away as being interesting, and it didn't change anything I was going to do. I was still respectful and investigative. And what ended up happening was that as I was driving home from that location, one of my brand new tires just shredded on the highway at about 75, 80 miles an hour, threw my truck off the road to a skid. And I was lucky, I think, to walk away from that. It could have been so much worse. And one of the mediums said, whatever is in that house does not want you to leave.
Right.
So I found that a very sobering thought.
And you know what? In the paranormal field, I've heard stories. I mean, I've kind of even experienced that myself when I was investigating the Hinsdale house. So, I mean, it is quite scary to think that something does not want you to leave. But here you are, thankfully. You're here. You're with us. You're able to tell that story,
thankfully,
and that is compelling. So, when does this new book come out?
It's out first week of September this year. It's called In Search of Demons.
There we go. Rchard has all kinds of amazing books out, so you can go to Amazon or over to his website, purchase one of his books, or you can come to one of these amazing events like we are here at the Belgrove Plantation this weekend. Listen to Rchard speak. Talk about his books, talk about his experience. Where are you going to be next?
My next event will be on next Wednesday coming up. I'll be going to Waverly Hills Sanatorium with Strange Escapes. And then following that, I'll be with the Kling brothers in a Civil War ghost-themed event in a couple of weeks called Shadows of the Shenandoah.
And I just saw on social media, Tim Shaw just posted it. It is absolutely sold out.
Yep, Tim Shaw, Dana Stricker will both be there, both excellent people. And I'm really excited to be going to.
So those people that were lucky enough to get yourself a ticket to go down there and hang out with the Kling brothers, Rchard Estep, Tim Shaw, and Dana, all amazing people. It's going to be an amazing event.
It is, and I hope to see some of you listeners at a future event. Please come up and say hello. I'd love to meet you.
There you go. So pick up one of Richard's books, or at least get them in the meantime. Read about some of his other adventures that he's done, because I know you were up in my neck of the woods, up in Canada.
That's right.
And you wrote a book about the family that bought a funeral home.
Still working
into
on
a house.
Still working on that book with the Blumbergs. They're an amazing family, wonderful people.
And they are going to be up at the MI Paracon this year.
They are, and will in fact be debuting that book there.
Oh, there you go, folks. So there's another reason to travel to the MI Paracon up in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, the last weekend of August. It's always an amazing event. Me and Michael John like to say it is the WrestleMania of Paracons, because it is the who's who of the paranormal world is going to be there. So come on down. Richard will be there. Jeff Belanger's going to be there. Tim Shaw's going to be there. The Kling brothers are definitely going to be there. So yeah, come on down. You'll get to meet the Bloom family. The behind the series, my family bought a funeral home.
We bought a funeral home with the Blumbergs.
Yeah, so it's on Netflix. So check that out. In the meantime, Richard, thank you so much for stopping by, talking to us. It's always a pleasure meeting with you. And guys, there you have it. Head over, get some of Richard's books, or at least get to the next event he's at. Buy one of the, listen to his speeches. He's always amazing to listen to, talk to. In the meantime, and in between time, we say happy hauntings.
Thank you, sir.